Alright everybody, it's a Drunkview double feature. A couple weeks ago we watched Uncharted and Jackass Forever. So Aiden, what is the plot of Uncharted?
Uncharted is a prequel to the video game series Uncharted. I don't honestly know a lot about Uncharted. I haven't played the games, but I do have some vague idea of what happens in them. But this movie serves as a prequel taking place some amount of years before the first game, starring Nathan Drake, who's played by Spider-Man, and Sully, who is his mentor thief guy, Marky Mark, played by Marky Mark. And they are treasure hunters. Marky Mark used to treasure hunt with Tom Holland's brother, who was killed, but not really, because he comes back in one of the later games, and that's revealed at the end of the movie. And it's heavily inspired by Indiana Jones, so they go to a bunch of foreign locations and they solve riddles and find treasure, and then at the end they have fights on pirate ships that are held up by giant helicopters that swing around at each other like battering rams, and they're trying to get the gold. And Sully proves that deep down he's a good guy and he saves Tom Holland. Yeah. What do you think of the Uncharted?
It felt like if Indiana Jones was created by the director of Jungle Cruise.
Yeah.
What else do you want me to say? Tom Holland felt weird as a gruff and grimy adventurer when he looks like a little boy.
Yeah, he looks like a 15-year-old.
He looks like a little
twink.
boy.
Yeah.
He looks like a little boy, and they made him the adventurer. And then you got Mark Wahlberg,
Yeah,
Vietnam fucking shits himself.
They should have had fucking, like, an Uncharted movie. Like, Nathan Drake in the games is, like, fairly young, but he's, like, 25 young. They should have had, like, fucking...
Anybody but Tom Holland, really?
pretty much anyone but Tom Holland.
Tom Holland is like a little boy you see in Teen Magazine. Why is he...
I don't know.
Why is he the star?
I don't know. It's a weird choice. I like Marky Mark. Not because... I don't think he plays the character of Sullivan well. But whenever I see Marky Mark, I burst out laughing because I know he blinded like 3 Vietnamese people with a baseball bat and said Vietnam fucking shits and got arrested. Marky Mark just inherently makes me laugh. I think that's why I like Transformers 4 so much.
Transformers 4 is
Just
my
Marky
favorite
Mark kills a guy.
Like,
with a
how is that
football.
like traditionally considered the worst Transformers when it's the best Transformers?
It's the only good one.
From everything from the date rape car, man,
Yeah.
it is ironically good, but it is good compared to the other Transformers.
There's a
which have
scene in
nothing going
Transformers
for 'em.
4 where Marky Mark throws a football at a CIA agent and knocks him out a window and kills him.
Yes.
You don't get nothing like that in the other movies. You know what happens in the other fucking movies? There's a lot of yelling and there's a bunch of CGI robots that just like turn into a gray mess. Also, fucking in Transformers 4, Optimus Prime gets a broadsword and rides a Tyrannosaurus Rex robot.
No, that's number. Wait.
No,
yeah,
that literally
that's
happens in
number
4. And then 5
I
is the one
confused it with
that's...
the last night. Where it's
5 is the
King
one
Arthur
called the
with Hot
last
Rod.
night, but Optimus Prime doesn't have his sword. I don't know why. It's an autistic movie. Anyway.
Anyhow, yeah, it's just one of those really like popcorny. It's super popcorny and not in a good way. Like
Yeah.
there's like a good popcorny like Furious 7, and then there's popcorny like this is meant for people who drool from their mouths. And this one was made for people who drool from their mouths. It's just them going from set piece to set piece. There's no depth to the characters. There's nothing that actually elevates the movie.
The action
It's
is
just
terrible.
2 people and a generic love interest. 3 people going around
Yeah.
doing shit, finding the clue, which is they do a set piece, find a clue, say this is the clue, and then they fly somewhere, do a set piece, find a clue, until the final set piece, until they find the final clue, which leads them to the final set piece, which leads to them resolving the plot, which is like, he saves Tom Holland, they get 3 bars of gold, and then they say, wow, wasn't that a real adventure, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
And they only cast Tom Holland because he's famous for being Spider-Man. It's like, it's like casting Tom, or fucking
It's like
Tobey
casting
Maguire
Tom Holland in Chaos Walking.
Right. It's one of those, he's cast because he's famous, and he is a Sony studio actor. Sony has a really big studio actor right now through Tom Holland, so why not cast him for their little Uncharted project?
Yeah, you might as well. You already got
That's all they have. They have their stupid animated movies, and they have Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Sony has Tom Holland under their thumb. They probably said, hey, we're doing you a real favor making you famous through these Spider-Man movies. Why don't
Betting
you
odds
do
that
us
Tom
a
Holland Spider-Man appears in Spider-Verse 2. Betting odds.
pretty high.
I'd give it a 70-30 at least.
I'd say all 3 of them do.
Yeah.
So I really don't have much to say because there isn't much to say, which is why we paired it up with another movie we have not much to say about. So Aiden, what did you think of Uncharted?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like, normally with video game movies, they're just fucking dreadful. And this is watchable. I think like the ending part on the pirate ships in the helicopters is the most offensive part. It feels like Sony went to Naughty Dog, and Naughty Dog was like, here's the rejected script for the prequel game, and they just filmed all of it. Cause like the shit on the pirate ships under the helicopters feels like a video game thing.
The set pieces do feel like video game.
And like as a video game,
Naughty
I could
Dog
see
video
it like,
game set pieces.
as a video game, like, you know, you fight some guys, you do some quick time events to stay on the boat. That would have worked. As a movie, it's very fucking weird looking and uncanny and weird and stupid. I don't even think the movie's like terrible. What it is just like completely middle of the road, and it kind of misses like the aspects that make Indiana Jones good, because obviously the series itself is very Indiana Jones inspired, which means that the movie is Indiana Jones inspired. And like the thing about Indiana Jones is the movies don't have a lot of action. Like they'll have 2 or 3 really big action set pieces, but for the most part there's like discussions of history and adventuring and puzzle solving,
Right.
like mysteries.
This
and
movie replaces all that
suspense,
with
and all of that
go
kind of
places,
just
set piece happen.
action. And some of the action wasn't even that bad. Like the part where they're in the nightclub
nightclub.
and he like hits the
Yeah.
people with the bottles and does like his bartending tricks is pretty okay. But in the end, like when you boil it all down, you have the most generic Indiana Jones inspired adventure movie that can't capture any of what makes Indiana Jones special. It's got middling action that's capped off with terrible action in its finale. You know, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg are both completely bizarre choices, and they're terrible. And everyone else in this movie is also terrible. The love interest girl is like just horrible in this movie. She's actually a terrible actress. It's like shockingly bad. And it's just like, it just comes out to just be like the most generic schlock ever. There's just nothing interesting to say about the movie, honestly. So Connor, would you recommend Uncharted?
I wouldn't recommend Uncharted because you have better things to spend your time doing. Watch fucking Maltese Falcon. That should be my thing. From
Indiana
now on, I'll
Jones.
just recommend a good movie every time we watch a shitty movie. Watch the Maltese
Watch
Falcon.
fucking
Watch the fucking Maltese Falcon.
any of the
Peter
original
Lorre,
three Indiana
Humphrey
Jones
Bogart.
movies. Any of the original.
I don't know
three
why I
Indiana
recommended
Jones
the
movies.
Maltese Falcon, but
bizarre
it's a good
choice.
movie.
It's a good movie. It's a bizarre choice.
Peter Lorre.
You could have
Humphrey
just
Bogart.
said watch any of the original three Indiana Jones movies, which would have been much more on topic.
Yes. Or watch the Maltese Falcon. See, we don't get a review. I watch a lot of movies we don't review, believe it or not. And the Maltese Falcon, never reviewed it.
It's a good movie.
But it's a good movie.
Anyway, you want to pass it to me?
So, Aiden, would you recommend the Maltese Falcon?
Yes, but
Would you recommend Uncharted?
No, I would not. Anyway, on top of that, since we have two movies that we needed to cover that are both short, the second one's going to be especially short. We also saw Jackass Forever. What is the plot of
what the fuck, Jacko?
Yeah, she's like that.
Jacko forever.
What is the plot of Jackass Forever?
Johnny Knoxville and the boys are back. They're showing their nutsack and they're getting hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except now they don't have Bam Margera or Ryan Dunn because he passed away. So they're replacing him with a bunch of like
Bam Margera
half-ass
didn't
people.
pass away. He's just creepy and weird now.
Yeah,
And
no.
drug addict.
No, I meant Ryan Dunn passed away. Bam
Yeah,
Margera
he
is
did.
just a weird drug addict that
Yeah,
they
that's some
couldn't
nice
bring him
Ryan Dunn
onto
sucks.
the show because of
Because of weird.
insurance reasons probably. It was honestly probably insurance reasons. They would have smacked fucking Bam Margera with some
Yeah.
bowling balls or whatever.
Yeah.
Daddy Phil. They didn't have Daddy Phil and they replaced him with Casper's stupid dad.
Casper's dad was pretty funny though.
No, he was. But they brought in a bunch of new people to be the next
Yeah,
generation
you
of
got
Jackass.
Casper from Loiter Squad, which was just Jackass Light. You got fucking etc. etc. The rest, the ping pong dick paddle guy.
You got fucking Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O,
The boys.
not Bam Margera or
Wee
Ryan
Man.
Dunn. Wee Man.
That the blonde guy gets hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Shit boy.
You got some professional skaters there. Tony Hawk shows up.
Machine Gun Kelly's there. for
Machine
some
Gun
reason.
Kelly was there.
Eric Andre's there, which is sick. Anyway, yeah. so-
Anyways, they do stunts. My thoughts on the movie is they did stunts pretty good. The only thing is, I don't think it had the same energy as before because I don't like the new cast quite as much as the old cast. The new people and the older people didn't do that much when they did stunts. It was
Yeah.
pretty cool. And I thought a lot of the stunts and jokes were pretty funny. I had a couple laughs. But it doesn't hold up to the original three quite so much because there was a youthful energy to those. Or the TV show, which had an even better energy than the movies even. Some of my thoughts on Star Wars.
No. Past Jackass.
Jackass. Wait, so my thoughts on Jackass.
You already said that. Pass it to me.
Wait, let me think. I was in the middle of something.
You're
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about-
done. I'm done. You're right. The music also wasn't as good as the old Jackasses. So,
Yeah,
Aiden,
definitely not.
what did you think of Jackass?
Yeah, it's good. It's not as good like you. I think the newer cast is a little weaker. Obviously, the old cast is kind of incapable of doing the Jackass shit nowadays. There's some very funny skits. I like the snake room where they're locked in the dark and think there's snakes there, and they get ushered out
Oh,
into
that
the
was
room
a
with all the
great one.
pans. That's the funniest part. The bees on the dick was hornets on the dick was terrifying and made me want to die. The pogo stick on the balls was terrifying and made me want to die.
Oh, like that whole testicle, the nut cup.
But yeah, it's very funny. It is exactly what you'd expect. It is not as good as the
It
original three.
lived up to the other three, but it didn't get to those levels. It lived up to what a Jackass 4 10 years after the last one, 15 years after their prime should be.
Yeah, it's in the same ballpark as the original Jackasses, but the newer cast is weaker.
I don't even think the new cast was bad, just not. It didn't have the same energy because it was a bunch of old people ushering these people to kind of do stuff instead of a bunch of really stupid people coming together.
Yeah,
and
that's
stupid shit.
That's kind of the thing, because like especially in Jackass 1 and 2, you got this group of dumbass skater friends who punch each other in the balls and do retarded things. And in this one, you have Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O telling a bunch of new people to do fucking retarded things, you know? I don't know. I don't even think the cast, the new guys are bad. It's just, it's not the same energy in a way. But yeah, it's still good. You walk into it getting exactly what you expect. People get very hurt. It's funny.
Also,
there's a lot of penises. A lot of fucking penises in this movie. So many.
The new people feel like they're like very reverential of the older cast that's left.
Yeah, and they're also like trying to prove themselves.
Where the old ones felt like we're just natural friends that decided to make a TV show where we hurt each other. And then this eventually transformed into a movie series.
Yeah. That said, it still works. I don't think the new cast is terrible or anything. It's just not the entirety of the magic is there, but it's still a really good time. You'll walk into it getting exactly what you expect. It's Jackass 4. It is Jackass 4. So, Connie, would you recommend Jackass 4 ever?
Yes, I would. If you like Jackass, I feel like if you were pretty much born between the year of 1985 and 2005, you probably watched Jackass pretty thoroughly at this point, and you probably like it, especially if you're a stoner skater boy, like I used to be. But now I'm just old and fat. So Aiden, would you recommend Jackass forever?
Absolutely simple recommend. It is exactly what you expect it to be. It's very good at that. It's funny. People get hit in the balls. It's Jackass. Watch it. Know what you're getting into. I mean, you might as well just, if you don't know what Jackass is, watch the first three, and if you think that's funny, go see the fourth one, because it's the same thing. Yeah, it's good.
Watch the TV show, that's still the best shit, just because that's like...
Yeah.
You could tell they didn't really have the safety precautions or anything.
Yeah, well, they didn't have the
TV show.
They didn't have the plans or the budget. It's like...
It's literally just like Johnny Knoxville's like, today, I'm going to put on a bulletproof vest and get shot with a rocket launcher.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is, when you make a movie, you have to spend the entire budget. Otherwise, if you make another one, they'll give you less money. So, in the end of every Jackass movie, they have to have like some big musical number or some dumb shit to blow whatever cash they have left.
The TV show is literally just like...
In the TV show, it's like...
What if we launched a skateboard off of a fucking slingshot
it's
into
not
Johnny Knoxville's testicles?
The TV show is more like... Alright, Johnny Knoxville, lay on the ground and put that skateboard on your balls, and then Bam Margera body slams the skateboard into his balls.
The TV show is still the best shit.
Or they like
really
steal a shopping cart from Walmart, and they're like, we're gonna push this shopping cart up a cliff.
We're gonna put Johnny Knoxville in the shopping cart and then run him into a fucking cactus.
Yeah. Like, the movies are still good, but this show just kind of has the natural fucking... What if we shot each other in the balls for 12 hours kind of thing. Also, there's a lot of penis in this movie. If you don't like penis, might turn you off. There's a lot of fucking penis.
If you're a lesbian, this movie's probably not for you.
There's a lot of fucking penis.
If you're a lesbian. I don't think straight girls like penis. Nobody likes penis.
There's
no
a
one
lot
likes
of
the
fucking
look of
penis in this movie. There's so much penis.
Anyways, that was it.